My daughter hit it like a freight train. One week it was Pokemon shirts and slime kits. The next I was in a panic trying to buy bras and begging store clerks for something in the junior section that didn't look like it belonged in a music video. I told myself it was just hormones. 11's young, but I figured maybe she was just early. Eyeliner tutorials, mood swings, attitude, seemed typical enough, but it wasn't. The first red flag came when she casually mentioned a man had followed us through 3 aisles at Target. She said it like it was no big deal. Not scared, just observant. The calm way she brought it up, that rattled me more than if she'd been upset. That night, I checked her iPad while she was asleep. The search history? Way beyond what I expected. Fan fiction, stories with inappropriate themes for her age, YouTube videos about how to act older, feminine energy content, tutorials on posture, walking in heels, even how to flirt without being obvious. My heart sank. I took the iPad. She exploded. Suddenly I was gaslighting her, being controlling, violating her boundaries. She'd picked up every buzzword from therapy spaces online and threw them back at me like weapons. She didn't fully understand them, but she knew they'd shut me down. I felt like I couldn't even parent without being accused of being toxic. Overnight, she stopped hanging out with her classmates, said they were immature, started waving to high schoolers at pickup. Then the lies began. She told me she was going to the library. Turned out she was at Starbucks. Emma's mom was actually someone in her contacts under a fake name. She knew how to delete specific texts, clear sections of her browsing history, and change her phone password every few days. She even disabled Face ID so I couldn't check her phone at night. I'd hear her practicing walking in heels in her room, click, click, click across the floor. At dinner, she sat with legs crossed like a grown-up and joined adult conversations like she was part of them. She gave opinions about topics she had no business even knowing about. At her spring concert, she modified her black dress, shortened it, tightened it, and when she walked across the stage, I noticed something horrifying. The way grown men in the crowd looked at her. And worse, she noticed too. She smiled when she caught someone staring. Not a big grin, just this tiny, knowing smirk. That night, after she was asleep, I took her phone. What I found made my stomach turn. There was an app I didn't recognize, Discord. I assumed it was for gaming or chatting with classmates. Instead, there were hundreds of messages from someone calling himself Jake from basketball. His profile picture was of a teenage boy, maybe 16, in a Bulls jersey, but his tone, too smooth, too polished. You're so mature for your age, your mom just doesn't get you. Classic manipulation tactics. And then I saw the plan. He had given her a script. She was supposed to tell me she had a group project at the library, but really they were going to meet, in person, Millennium Park, near the Bean. At 2 p.m. I was shaking. I screenshotted everything, ran a reverse image search of his photo. Nothing. My stomach dropped. I called the police non-emergency line and was told to come in with proof. By 6 a.m. I couldn't wait. I printed every message and put it on the kitchen table. When she came down for breakfast, I watched the realization spread across her face. First confusion, then recognition, then that cold, blank look. She screamed that I'd violated her privacy, slammed her door, went silent. I drove to the police station. A detective, Monica Torres, overheard me at the front desk. She wasn't even on duty, just passing through in jeans and a sweatshirt. But when she heard the story, she jumped in, said she had a teenage daughter too. This couldn't wait. When I got home, Lily was gone. Her window was open. Note on the bed, going to library, back by dinner. Her location on Find My iPhone, already on the train to Chicago. I called Monica. She immediately flagged it. At 11:30 a.m., she called back. Jake matched usernames involved in other similar cases. Her team was already on the way to Millennium Park. She told me to keep texting Lily like everything was normal. I said I'd pick her up at 5. Lily just sent back a thumbs up, but she was already there. I watched her location dot move in the park. At 1:47 p.m., it stopped near the north entrance. Monica texted. They had eyes on her. Then she sent a photo. Click the full story to see what happened next.